about to film on Lake Tahoe. Dude, the game's not on Lake Tahoe. We're just filming next to Lake Tahoe. Wait, we're not filming on... Dang it, I really wanted to film on a lake. That was Belmar's best moment since he left the Knights. Well, for Knights fans, because he scored, anyway. I thought it'd be fun to film out here for the purposes of it being an outdoor game. Yay! That first period was interesting. Let's go! Oh, this is great. I'm so excited. This is so different. Holy cow, there are shadows. Unfortunately, the sun also wanted to be there, and that melted the ice and made it really unplayable towards the end. The entire period, it seemed like that for the Knights, so maybe it was just them. From the very beginning of puck drop, it was obvious that it was a mismatch. Colorado just kept dominating us in every single zone. It was stupid how bad they were beating us, and sure enough, about 3 minutes into the first period, like most of the first period, the Avalanche are controlling the puck in their offensive zone. MacKinnon takes the puck, passes it across the ice over to Gerard, who just slings it on net, and it goes right past Fleury to score 1-0 Avalanche. MacKinnon, Landeskog, Gerard just sent it through. Bouncing puck that went 5-hole. So that's how this game is gonna be. Okay, I thought I was gonna have fun outdoor. No, it's gonna be like this. Honestly, this period was brutal for the Knights. The only reason it was 1-0 in intermission was because the ice was so bad that players and refs were both tripping when they crossed any paint under the ice. I mean, we kind of started figuring it out towards halfway through the first period by getting just any sort of resemblance to pucks going towards the net. But Grubauer was on top of his game despite having the sun glaring into his eyes. I think he was wearing sunglasses. He actually was. I never thought I'd see that in a hockey game. Oh, good pressure for the first time this game, and it's by our fourth line. Petro, Stone. Oh my gosh, Gerard put that in his own net. There was an icing call where Stevenson was clearly the first guy over to the puck to wave off the icing, but it was still called, and I don't know why. The refs, I don't know what they were doing. Maybe they couldn't see because of the reflection of the ice. I don't get it. What the heck was that? Stevenson was clearly there first. That's not an icing. Really sloppy play in every single zone from the Knights that period. And, oh man, it did not seem to affect the Avalanche at all. Man, we can't get anything going. Holy cow. Yeah, the Golden Knights are looking a little bit overwhelmed. They're getting owned in all three zones. Mark Stone with a high stick against Rantanen that caused a gash in his chin, made him bleed, so that's a double minor, 4-minute power play for the Avalanche. It's gonna go into the second period. That's a penalty. Stone, oh shoot. Rantanen double minor. Yikes, that's a nasty gash. Except wait, we don't like that. So we're gonna give him a 5-on-3 instead. Why are there 5 Knights on the ice? You guys, what the? An awful line change while we were on the power play to give them a 1.5-minute long 5-on-3. And like I said earlier, the only reason they didn't score on this was because of the horrible conditions on the ice. Anytime we would clear the zone, they would have to, step over lines and figure out how to go back and get the puck. But like, I mean, just look at this picture. You have 3 refs standing on the other side of the blue line just watching play while the puck is live. That is so ridiculous. Smith. Carlson missed it. Missed the pass. MacKinnon shot. That is so big. Oh my goodness, Fleury. Fleury! Fortunately, we make it to the end of the period unscathed by that penalty, but going in with another penalty to the second period that is not, the intermission clock, it's not running. Why is it not running? Has it been 9 hours yet? Can I finish the recording? As you can see, it's actually nighttime now, and that's exactly what happened in the game. The NHL ultimately made the decision to postpone the game till later in the day, so it was gonna restart again at 9 p.m. Central, late. We're able to kill off the rest of Stone and the too many men over the ice penalties, and honestly, Fleury did a fantastic fantastic job at the end of the first and the beginning of the second to make sure that we stayed at a 1-goal game. Wow, 9-hour intermission is over, let's go. Good job, Fleury. However, we didn't do much to compete with it being a 1-goal game. Just under 7 minutes into the second, which is about half the game, shots were 23-8. And at the end of the first period, shots were 17-8. So at this point, we had yet to take a shot all period. How do we expect to win games when we're not even shooting at the net? And we got called for another penalty in the second, so like right off the bat. So it's just, our penalty kill was fantastic. Fleury was fantastic, but we could not get anything offensively going, especially because of all these penalties that we took. Let's go Fleury, holy cow.
Fleury's playing so well.
Carry a huge hit on Landeskog. Oh man, Landeskog was challenging him for a fight. Oh, elbowing. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, that was a bad hit by Carey. That should have been elbowing. That is until 7.5 minutes into the second period. Smith battling for the puck in the corner of the boards, gets it up to Petro, who then just slaps it on net. Fantastic blocker save from Grubauer here. Martinez is able to just skate in, sees the puck sitting there with a half open net, takes the shot, and it goes in. Finally, to get us tie game 1-1. For shot. Martinez! Exactly 9 hours between goals. And then right after this. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm so mad. Jose commits interference on Chandler Stevenson, who didn't like that and made the stupidest choice to then just cross-check him. So it's coincidental penalties, 4-on-4, should have been on the power play. Not that we would have done anything with it. But you know what it would have prevented? This absolutely filthy goal from Nathan MacKinnon. Frick, you gotta be kidding me. Stevenson, this is your freaking fault. Oh my gosh. What a shot from MacKinnon. You know you're in trouble when your number one, well, at least in salary, defenseman says, oh boy, when the guy is charging at him. Nathan MacKinnon just doing absolutely cheat code things and dangles his way around Pietrangelo, takes a very quick shot, far post and in, nothing that Fleury really could have done there. This would absolutely not have happened if Chandler Stevenson didn't do something very, very stupid. So this goal is directly Chandler Stevenson's fault. With about 5 minutes left in the second, the Avalanche still are outgunning our guys, and MacKinnon skates in with the puck, gets it over to Landeskog, who's in the slot, just takes a shot, and it goes off the crossbar and out. Guys, you're not showing me that you want it at all. You're barely skating around. You're not going for the puck. You just allowed another shot after holding the puck in the offensive zone for 20 seconds and not taking a shot. Good hit, Kolazar. That was a clean hit. Good job being clean. Speaking of stupid penalties, goalie interference. What is that? Two very questionable goalie interference calls right in a row. First, Donskoy on Fleury. Stops, sends it back to Donskoy.
Goalie interference, I think.
Yikes. Fleury was really out of his crease. Fleury wasn't out of his crease, but he was almost, and I don't know what Donskoy could have done to avoid that. Still would have been no goal, but it's the difference between a power play and 5-on-5. Honestly, I think that should have been no goal, but no penalty. But they called the penalty, and I mean, I'm a Vegas fan, so. But then, I don't know if they were trying to even this up or what, but a minute and a half later, Alex Tuch is called for goaltender interference against Grubauer. It wasn't. From Wes McCauley's point of view, I can see why he would thought that it could have been, but they should have looked at that. It was clear that Gerard had shoved Tuch into Grubauer.
No, I think we might have a goalie interference on Alex Tuch.
This is the stupidest.
I don't know about that one there.
Yeah, that's Gerard. You can see it clearly from that angle. That should not be a penalty. And then 25 seconds later, Andrei Burakovsky called for high sticking. Oh man, the last like 5 minutes of the second period and then the first 4 minutes of the third period was just penalty, you get a penalty, you get a penalty, you get a penalty. But nothing came from any of those, so we go to the third period down 2-1. About 2 minutes into the third period, Nazem Kadri is called for tripping against Keegan Kolazar. Come on, please score. 40 seconds later, Cale Makar just sends it over the glass for a delay game, making it a 5-on-3 for about a minute and a half.
5-on-3 coming.
Yeah! Come on, guys. We gotta score on this. Oh, great. We're not gonna score on this, are we? Oh, man. And it was the worst minute and a half of the game. Because of all the times to be able to just shoot on net, they just decided to wait and see if anybody else was going to shoot on their team. And that's not how you want to do a 5-on-3. Y'all are wasting time. And they were holding onto the, they weren't even passing quickly. They were just holding onto the puck and being like, okay, well, I've had it for about 10 seconds, so hot potato. An absolute waste to what could have tied the game and been a huge momentum shift. Yeah, that should be a penalty. With about 7 minutes left in the game, Colorado's holding some pressure and Taze goes and takes a slapper, and Theodore and Rantanen with the screens in front that prevent Fleury from being able to see this, and so it goes in 3-1 Avalanche.
Taves scored the deflection in front. Rantanen was there. And the Avalanche take a 3-1 lead.
A minute and 10 seconds later, Whitecloud sends it up to Tuch, who then walks in and just whoop, roofs this backhanded spin shot thing past Grubauer short side over his shoulder.
Zach Whitecloud sends it down. Tuch goes towards it, spins and turns it.
Tuch!
What a goal!
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. That was filthy. Holy cow. What a freaking goal. Oh man. Got a little help with it going off of Byram's stick. Then the rest of the game, nothing else happened.
I'm just gonna shoot it. Yep, Stone.
Shoot, dude.
It's on a play with knocked out of the zone, and that will do it. The Avalanche will get the victory here in Lake Tahoe.
Colorado really outplayed us all game for the most part, and they outplayed us when it was 5-on-3. So Colorado's penalty kill is second in the league, might be first now after tonight. But ours is definitely been really solid against a really good offense. Here's a quote from Landeskog. The ice was pretty bad and slushy, but we were ready to play. They didn't want to play, it seems like, but we did. Luckily, we were able to get it done tonight. The ice was great. They didn't want to play, it seemed like. That's never something you want to hear the other team say about your team. I completely agree with Ryan the Hockey Guy when he says, this game, while another 1-goal game, didn't feel all that close. Key moments in the game, and Vegas just didn't have the urgency that they needed. The outdoor game was a fun experience. We learned a little bit from what the sun will do to ice. 32 degrees while still below freezing is not where you normally keep ice temperature at. For example, my hockey rink keeps it from 18 to 22 degrees. The average marrying age of where I live. That's what they told us when we were supposed to take the test. One more game against Colorado Avalanche before we stop playing them for a little bit. We've got to start playing better against this team. Otherwise, we have no shot at beating them in a 7-game series. Sorry, best of 7 series, if we can make it to 7 games. That's gonna be it for Game 15's nightly review. Thank you so much for joining me and have a good night. Whoop. I can't even do it on not ice, and he did it on ice with knives on his feet. The game might be delayed, but hockey is not. Ready, Fleury in net. And, oh, good save. And shoot. Yeah, good save. And off the post. You gotta thank the post for that, bud. Give a good tap. Give a good tap to the post. Ready. Crossbar and in. I mean, if it's any consolation, it's Fleury who's scoring on Fleury, so not the Avs.